Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to a new episode of OCD Geeks.
And I'm Jack. Hi guys, welcome back.
How are you doing, Jack?
Well, it's fine here, Chris. Last 2 days has been pretty cold actually, so it seems like the temperatures are going to change soon. Summer is almost at the turning point. What about you there?
Here in Italy, usually in September, the weather is still very nice.
Yes, and I think it can lead to some surprises as well. Sometimes it's a little bit cold and then it gets higher again, so it's unpredictable here.
I don't know if you remember that as well. About 4 or 5 years ago, it was so hot in October as well. I remember wearing t-shirt during basically full season.
Yes, for the whole month. Actually, I'm quite glad when in October it's quite warm because I'm going to end my season at work around the first days of October. If it's warm enough, I'm going to some trips whenever I can on my first days of vacation. So for me, it's really the best when the summer gets so long.
Sounds great. So today we are going to talk about a series available on Netflix called Salvation. Actually, this is not the first time we are recording this episode. Basically, last time we realized that the audio quality was not so great, so we decided to record it again from scratch.
Yes, because once was not enough. We had to record it another time. I think it's that Salvation is really worth it, right?
Last time I watched only the pilot episode, while I kept watching this series. Now I almost completed season 1, so I have a wider idea about what's going on.
It's pretty cool. I just watched the first episode and began the second. I think I'll see more in the coming days. As far as we can tell, you know more than me, right, Chris?
It's not a new one. It's from 2018, so it's possible that some of you already saw both season 1 and 2 as well. At least it's new for us. Long story short, the plot is about a young student from the MIT that basically created an app. He discovered that in about 6 months, an asteroid will crash into the Earth, and this could potentially destroy our planet. He was able to reach out to his professor as well as a famous and wealthy scientist. Basically, he teamed up with them as well as someone from the government in order to find a solution and to save life on Earth.
Yes, actually at the first glance you couldn't find anything pretty original. Hearing about an asteroid crashing onto Earth, it's not the first time that we've seen such a scenario. It reminds me, for example, at first the movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis that I think you also saw, right, Chris? It was very famous. I think it was by 1998.
Maybe I saw a really long time ago, so I don't remember many details.
At least the beginning was quite similar. I appreciated about Salvation the dynamics between the characters. I also really liked how idealistic all the characters are. Everyone has their own passions, they pursue their own goals in life. I appreciated this great romantic sides of the character. Of course, it's also very thrilling as a story. It kept you glued to the screen until the very last frame. There are not many series that can do this.
Even for myself, if I watch the pilot episode of a series and I'm not so hooked about that, I don't have a big desire to go on and watch the second episode. In the case of Salvation, I didn't have this problem because I was pretty much involved in the story from the very beginning. Without spoil anything, I can tell you that pretty much all the episodes are ending with some kind of cliffhanger. So basically there is some kind of plot twist. You cannot wait to watch what will happen in the following episodes. Even that I really appreciate. As Jack said, the characters are idealistic. There is this boy who wants to save the world. He also has a girlfriend. She is a writer, she just published her first novel. Of course, there is the role of this scientist that is very wealthy. He's kinda the leader in the technological industry, as well as the characters involved in the American politics that are quite motivated in order to do the right thing. So it's quite interesting to see how these characters interact. I can tell that many things will happen. The more the story will go on, like episodes after episodes, You know, there is more space to action and to the thrilling experience, even some kind of international politics and tension as well. So it's really interesting because you never know what kind of twist the plot will take.
Yes.
I will strongly recommend you to give it a try, at least for a few episodes.
You know how much I like the plot and how I appreciate when a series is very thrilling. The starting point of this series with a student finding out something more about what's coming in the future compared to the great innovations and instruments that the Pentagon in America has, it's something very curious. It makes you dream somehow because it makes you feel confident about your own possibility to fulfill your own potential.
Besides that, it's also interesting because you are thinking about some kind of themes related to space and humankind as well. For example, the possibility to travel in space in order to start a colony in another planet, for example on Mars. It's quite interesting because, of course, the series is science fiction. At the same time, you are going to think about some themes that are really not science fiction at all. They are real science, and there is space and opportunity in growth about this industry. I'm not an expert at all, but at the same time, this kind of themes always fascinated me. I don't know about you, Jack, like this idea of the unknown.
Of course, going to the unknown, this topic has always fascinated me, and traveling to space, it's always been a voyage into the unknown. If you think about, for example, Stanley Kubrick Odyssey 2001, it's a topic that has really been discussed a lot. Going to the most recent Nolan's Interstellar, which I really loved. It's one of my favorite movies of the last decades. This plot of the exploration and the perspective of something greater than just, us. It's a really interesting topic, as well as the moral discussion that bring along as well with it. Also, Salvation as a series is full of moral dilemma, all the doubts of the characters about which is possible to save the human race and which part of the human race is possible to save. Would it be better to save just a few ones or compared to saving the majority of people? All series is bringing about these dilemmas. I think it's something that could interest most part of the viewers, and at least it interested me at first.
At least our geeky side.
So Salvation is kind of another little milestones to the space topic travels.
I even saw that, of course, on Netflix, but recently I was browsing Apple TV Plus. There are also other series about space as well. So, it could be interesting in the future just to discuss some kind of comparisons between different visions of space and space exploration.
Can you make an example of it, Chris? Right now, I'm not thinking about anything in particular.
I believe there is an Apple original called For All Humankind that talks about space exploration as well. I believe that it will be a completely different takes compared to Salvation. So it will be very interesting. Even not talking about TV series, after watching Salvation, I'm kinda curious to check out some kind of documentaries about this topic. I'm sure that National Geographic has many choices related to these themes, so it might be worth it to check those out as well.
Yes, I think that on Disney Plus, the catalog is pretty wide about it, right, Chris?
There is a channel on Disney Plus that is dedicated to National Geographic, so if you go there, you can find a great variety of choices. Overall, I will totally recommend you to watch Salvation if you are enjoying this kind of themes, even if you are not a big fan of space in general, but you're enjoying some kind of action as well as thrilling experience. I think this might be the series for you. Also, as Jack said, the connections between characters, some kind of love themes there as well. So there is also a romantic side as well as friendship. I think it's a series that can speak to different kinds of audience.
Yes, it's a series with many features and different lines that, as you said, the romantic side, the thrilling experience, plot that make a series great when they gather together.
I'm curious to hear from you guys. Have you already seen Salvation? If so, what's your opinion about it? Maybe are you planning to check the the pilot episode out after listening to us. If you have other suggestions related to space or even about something else that you think might be relevant to our channel, please, your feedback is welcome. We would be glad to hear from you.
Yes, give us your suggestions and share your ideas. Or if there is some product that you might want us to discuss it the next time, we can do it. Give us also some questions and we'll try to reply them. Just don't leave us alone.
About not leaving us alone, you can find us on Instagram at chris.ocdgeeks as well as jack.ocdgeeks.
You can also check out our website www.ocdgeeks.me.
We also have a Discord server, OCD Geeks, so you're welcome to join the conversation there as well.
Sure, totally agree.
If you have any insights, suggestion, or something you would like us to discuss, feel free to let us know. Really, here you are part of the community, so you are welcome.
You're always welcome. We're here also to give you a voice.
For now, let them talk, our freaks.
We stay tuned on OCD Geeks.